I also think
do better.
comedy though is like interesting because the big part of comedy is making fun of things. So
Right.
their inclusion and them poking fun of you is the inclusion
Right. Okay.
most of the time.
That's very smart.
It's a yeah. That's a interesting.
So
Yeah.
obviously they have to form it. That's why I said it has to be funny though because it's comedy. So you can once they start poking fun of you, and they're bringing you in. That's cool though.
Right.
That's what like Kevin Hart. This was Kevin Hart was saying. He's like when he started doing it, they would all make fun of him and roast him and tell him he's short and whatever.
Right.
But that's because they're bringing you into the group and they love you, and that's
Okay.
what they do with their material as well.
Countered.
Uh,
Back in late 80s, Eddie Murphy,
yes.
he would say the
Outrageous stuff.
yeah, outrageous things about like people who were gay and like drop F thing. And like,
yeah,
I don't think that was inclusionary. That's kind of like,
there's certainly a line that you cross
yeah,
in your jokes, and you have to make sure you're, before that line.
right.
Mm.
So like, I think Eddie
Let me
Murphy, he
process
has that like growth throughout his career
Mhm.
because he's definitely not the same person
Yeah.
he was
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
back in the 80s. But
I don't
you
know because Bernie Mac has said that a lot. And I don't know if you've seen a lot of his bits. I don't know why, but I've seen a lot like the same 4 bits like 12 times. But like he's making fun of like his nephew. He's like and he's using the F word like
Mhm.
the other F word.
right, yeah,
But it's like he's like, but that's like my what?
Oh,
Like that's
fuck
like my
that.
nephew or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's not like.
But is
he's
that
like, but
is
then
that
he-
okay?
Does that give him a pass though?
I don't know if it gives him a
Right,
but
it's
it's
almost
comedy
like
though.
it's almost like, oh, I'm saying the N word, but it's like, oh, you're like my best friend or whatever kind of
So,
thing.
I can say it.
Like I think that one of the bits was like, I think he had the F word in it too.
Okay.
The other F word. But he was like, if you're gonna gobble a glizzy, he's like, I don't care if you're an F word,
Right.
but if you're gonna gobble a glizzy, you gotta gobble it like a man. You gotta grab it. You gotta like that was the bit.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Is that inclusionary?
Or-
Would be my question because
I
he's
don't-
saying he's okay
yeah.
with it, and that's clearly a joke. Whether
It's also the times
and
too.
obviously,
'cause-
yeah, it was like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
So I don't. To me, I
Is
think
that-
that's how a comedian includes though. If you're gonna like once you put that in the bit, like I don't care,
Okay.
but it's still funny that they do this.
So hot take. I don't know actually. I'm just saying
Lukewarm
that for-
take.
lukewarm,
Lukewarm
medium warm take.
Mhm.
I hear it.
So are comedians and people like that who make fun of it at like the forefront of like the inclusionary thing? You know what I mean? Or just like
Mm,
making people like think, because like even like conservative people
mhm.
who are just like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, like they're still implanting in them a little bit like, hey, this is like, these are
Still
people, these
funny.
are not that it's
Oh, no,
still-
yeah, okay.
but like these are people who we live with, and even though I'm poking fun of it, like this is the world kind of
Yeah.
thing, like this is real shit, you know?
It obviously it depends on who they are and what their intention is.
Right.
I
Yeah.
Dennis, you said like it wasn't okay. I didn't think you liked that bit. What were you saying?
Oh, about the nephew? I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna make fun of a group, maybe it's better that you are from that group.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
But
make
see,
sense?
okay, but then
Or
I
you
don't-
make fun of everybody.
but that's the
If
whole
you just
special.
come
The
at-
whole special is making fun of everyone and everything around
Right.
him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're making fun of everybody, then that means everyone gets their equal share of flame.
yeah.
Then,
Equality.
okay, sure, equality.
He made fun of like the niece who's like eating cookies at 3 a.m. and like walking around the house.
Like everybody.
But that's
gets
just for being.
it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Being a
Like I
fat
don't
monster.
know. It's comedy is weird though because it's like a medium where people are accepting like, oh, we're just gonna laugh at this. We're turning off our filters. We're not
Right.
thinking. And to an extent, that's okay. And some people don't like that. But
Uh-huh.
as we've progressed, we've kind of wanted people to put on their filter more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think comedy will change and everything, society will continue to change
Right.
and adapt. And that's what I mean. Society will
like-
get more progressive over time.
Jimmy Fallon and Kimmel got the okay to wear blackface. I don't know how long it was ago.
It was a long time. It was, like 10,
a long
15
time
years
ago.
old.
That was a different time.
Yes.
On like
Um,
SNL or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
And now, obviously, if you do that, you're gonna get canceled.
Yeah,
so
you don't do that anymore.
It's just
I don't know if
you
it's like.
progress.
Maybe it's just the jokes aren't that funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
When you just make a
Yeah, it
racist
wasn't really
joke
funny.
or
But it was
maybe
funny back
back then,
then.
Right.
but I feel like
Yeah.
those jokes are dated
not
now.
funny now. Yeah.
But then again,
Yeah.
what do we joke about?
You're always going to poke fun at something or someone.
There'll always be something you make
So-
fun of.
Yeah,
Kinda-
I don't
yeah.
know. So
But should you make fun of something that they can't control, or I don't know. I'm very. I don't know how I would put this because I don't know how to.
I
feel.
don't know cuz
Because this is we're tiptoeing. I don't know.
Tiptoeing
no.
around what? I think I like a lot of comedians, and a lot of what they talk about is like we're
Real
making
shit.
fun of everyone.
Yeah,
So I'm here to get people to laugh.
right.
So it's like that's like the contract you sign. Comedy is different from society. If you want to talk about
Okay, that's what I
what
was
society and like what people should do and like how people should think.
Because a 12-year-old can't, not 12-year-old, but like, you know, if someone that's 16, 17, and they're trying to make jokes about, you know, gay people, but they're not gay, then that's like, yikes. But are
Okay, but
comedians
that's- so
given a
wait, so-
license to do that is what I guess what I'm asking.
I think so if they make it funny.
I mean,
Interesting.
Because there is this. I don't know how I feel about this. Because there is a kid that posted a TikTok where there's like an emoji talking about like
TikTok's the worst.
it's like when you type in laughing emoji, skull emoji, laughing emoji on accident, and then he was laughing, and then he showed the picture of George Floyd, and then
Okay,
as
that's
the
not.
skull.
Yeah, that's
That's not funny.
That's
Okay,
not
so
funny.
it has to
yeah.
be funny for. So if the joke was
Who
funny,
said-
could we joke about George Floyd?
But humor is so much a perspective. We can't just say it's not funny because it might be funny to someone else. But like, so
Sure,
how do
yeah,
we
it's
judge
subjective,
I
but it's
think-
it? It's
like
subjective.
it's.
It is subjective, but okay. Go on, say what you're saying, Justin. Let me think. Let me think. Let me.
Oh
think
no,
for a
I
second.
had nothing to say.
It is subjective, but they also a good comedian's gonna read the room,
Okay.
and they're not gonna say, or not gonna go overboard and say something crazy. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
Unless they
most
can't
people
divert from the
understand
material.
that isn't okay.
That's not acceptable.
What
'Cause I
like
don't-
that?
I feel like,
like
decent,
that
a
TikTok.
decent person
Under-
would understand.
yeah.
Okay,
That's-
this
yeah.
isn't funny in the time that we're in.
And
very sensitive.
What? Yes,
So
I'm
does
not
it
gonna do
depend-
that
So
one.
it's just timing of the joke. So would like years
Probably.
later, would it be funny?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
know.
that's too.
But they've talked-
speculative.
But they've done
Sound
like a Rodney King. They've talked about that at this point. They've
freaking
there's
9/11
Nazi
jokes.
jokes,
all the
there's
time.
9/11
I
jokes.
get that. But
so
Yeah.
I don't know.
What makes it okay? Look, man. End of the day, comedian is still the hardest job. Like I'm gonna say that.
It-
Wooey bingo, comedian.
Comedians,
is still,
yes.
hard job, bro. Because there's a
I
lot
don't know
to
if
go
I'm
about.
being too like radical. I don't know. Maybe
No,
I just don't vibe with
it's-
those jokes because I know there's definitely funny things that could be said without excluding someone
the-
and making them the butt
No,
of the
okay.
joke.
The thing, no, I think this is what I'm trying to say. As the society's gonna progress, a comedian now wouldn't make that joke.
Right.
But I think part of that society progression was those comedians making those jokes.
I think that summed it up. Like, not like I
Well
like
done.
I think I kind of like understand what you're going for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's part of the progression.
I'm really proud of that. Where's the camera? Let's go. Let's go.
Full
okay,
job.
okay, okay.
All right.